we just sat down and watched the Day of the Dead episode. Mm-hmm. And there's not a ton to talk about as far as spoilers go for now. So we might hold that for a couple episodes in. But we might briefly talk about it. But as of right now, it is directed by Steven Kostanski, who directed The Void, Leprechaun Returns, Psycho Goreman. So that got me super interested. I did not know that going into this. So at first it was kind of silly. And I was like, I don't know. And then the credits came on and it was Steven. And I was like, oh, okay. So Psycho Goreman, Leprechaun Returns. This is going to be playful. This is going to be silly. So this is going to be reality adjacent. This is going to be like logic is being replaced by goofiness. And you can't really question why people are saying what they're saying or what they're doing. You just have to accept it. But I think that's going to be difficult because this is Day of the Dead and this is attached to one of the most beloved zombie franchises, if not the most beloved zombie franchise. And this film has such a hard, strong cult following. There's very diehard Day of the Dead fans. It's always the argument of what's better, night, dawn, or day. And the Day of the Dead fans, to me, have always been the loudest group in the room of like, no, this is the best one. Because it's kind of, it used to be thought of as the lesser of the three. And now there's so many people who are like, no, it's Savini's best work. And it's this and that. So there's a lot of really hardcore Day of the Dead fans. And this is nothing like the Romero trilogy. There's so many differences here they're nothing like Romero's Day of the Dead, Dawn of the Dead, or Night. So yeah, if you're going into it wanting something that's likened to the Romero films, you're not going to get that. This is much more in line with Return of the Living Dead. So if you're a Return of the Living Dead fan and you like Steven Kostanski's work, then you'll probably have a good time with this. What did you think?
I enjoyed it. I thought that the zombies looked really great. Like you said, there's like some silliness in there that, truthfully, it didn't bother me too much. The opening was kind of goofy.
Yes, there's one line delivered by the mayor that was like really cringy.
It was really cheesy.
Yeah.
And cringy, yeah. But aside from that, though, I'm interested in like seeing just what happens with all the characters. And
it actually plays to her character,
it does, yeah.
Right? Like, the more we know her,
yes.
I feel like if that line came at the end, after getting to know her, I'd be like, oh, that totally fits that character.
Yeah.
But right out the gate, when you just meet her, she yells this out, and you're like,
well... But it does make sense for her character, so... I think that the atmosphere is really cool. I like the setting. I don't remember if they tell us what city or state it's in.
But they tell us the city's name, but I doubt it's a real name.
Well, sure, but like where it's located in America, I'm not too sure. But I like the feeling. It's like all
Main
wet
Street,
and fall
USA.
And, Main Street, USA. So, and the characters I'm interested in. What about you?
I definitely think that this will detract some people because they'll see this as some like biased agenda piece because it's like anti-fracking and it's already starting to show that it could be leaning very like anti right politics with kind of making this gun-toting right-leaning or straight-up Republican fucking mayor who, I don't know, I have a feeling that this is the way this is going to go. Just from watching it, which is, I don't give a shit. But I know that can upset some people, but I can see that's how this is going to be taken by some, for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. The anti-fracking thing is definitely present, but...
Yes.
As far as the mayor, I'm hoping that we kind of see some kind of growth and character development with her, but at the same time, she's...
That's not going to happen.
Without saying spoilers, she's obviously a main character, and, arguably
so far,
part of the reason
after one
is because
episode.
she has guns, right?
Yeah.
So, I don't know, right?
Yeah.
And we'll see where it goes, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, but I liked it. I thought it was cool, and I was definitely... It got me in the mood to watch more, so it's kind of a bummer that we only have the one episode.
Yeah, after getting 4 episodes.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
did last summer.
So
we definitely have this. But currently, this is on Syfy, along with Chucky's first episodes. So, and then tonight, Syfy premieres the Slumber Party Massacre remake. Speaking of Slumber Party Massacre, Kaylee got the Driller Killer from...
He's got blood. He's oozing.
Slumber Party Massacre 2 tattooed, as well as
little ghost,
little Myers
little
here.
Myers.
We'll have to show those off better in another video, but for now it's a little teaser of them. The zombies look cool. There's a CGI head explosion towards the beginning that almost immediately turned me off, but then there's some really cool practical gore effects with like a zombie's head getting crushed, and then a bunch of zombies getting their heads chopped off by a lawnmower.
Yeah.
So it's, that stuff is there as well. The practicals and the gore is there. There's definitely some CGI here that's not ideal.
Sure.
I didn't watch all of Z Nation, but this kind of has a feeling of that from what I saw of it, but I could be completely off base because I only saw 1 episode, and I'd like to watch more of that show, but this is very playful, and really we're just kind of getting introduced to these characters, but there are stark differences to this versus the Romeros. The word zombie is used, which would never be uttered in a Romero film, and that these zombies are like coming up out of the grave, which is much more in line with Return of the Living Dead than Night or Dawn or Day or Land or Survival or Diary, or any of the fucking Romero films. And yeah, it's just, and also the zombies do not die when their brains are taken out. No. Like, one gets its entire fucking head cut off and it's still walking around.
Yes.
That's way different than the Romero films. So that, I mean, there's so many changes here that you could not call this Day of the Dead. They only did that because they had the rights to this property. But it's weird to me that they said that this was like a tribute to Romero. It's not. It's a tribute to like Dan O'Bannon from Return of the Living Dead. So I don't get the Romero feel here at all, not even slightly. This is more of the comedic tone zombie stuff, and Dawn and all those were, while they have some silliness to them, like Dawn of the Dead definitely has its silliness. A lot of the mall stuff is fairly silly. The tone of those films is not fun or funny. This is. So, but it's a fun first episode for someone who's looking to just have a good time with a zombie show. Yes. And isn't wanting to think too hard and isn't too offended by maybe a political bias.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's
because
fun.
Anything that's like pro environment.
Yeah.
Seems to be anti-right in people's eyes.
Yeah,
like if you're against polluting the earth, you must be on the left.
No.
Fucking cares about the earth.
Yeah. Right.
Anyways. All right. Let us know if you watch it. What'd you think? What was your favorite scenes? And are you looking forward to the next episode? Or are you even going to watch this thing? Does this sound like you've already been turned off because it's nothing like Romero's and you can't detach yourself from the title? I could understand that. I mean, if they called it Halloween... and it was supposed to have Michael Myers in it, and it was some like super comedic, goofy romp. I'd be like, "What the fuck is this? This is more like Jason Lives or Jason X. Why are you calling this Halloween?" So I could understand that, but I'm not super attached to that franchise, so I'm just here to watch some fun zombies. And with Kostansky in there, kind of immediately lessened the blow of like, oh, this is going to be different. Like, it's like, oh, it's going to be Kostansky's style, and I'm all in for that because I've loved Father's Day and everything that he's really been a part of from Astron 6 and beyond. So I'm into it. She seems to be into it. We have to be to work in 3 minutes. Adios. Bye.